Welcome to CX Wins Podcast, a show where customer experience professionals share their biggest victories, real customer stories, and their vision for the future. Let's welcome our today's guest, Lara Barnes. Lara, can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself to better introduce you to our audience?
Sure. Thanks for having me. My name's Lara Barnes, and I'm a Chief Customer Officer. I've been in customer success for a good 27 years. I've lost count. And my role is to lead exceptional teams to service our customers and manage everything post-sale. So that's managing the customer success and renewals, managing support, managing professional services, and looking at how we can have exceptional growth with our customers, but also the retention is absolutely key too. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you. Perfect. It is a pleasure to meet you. So, Lara, going right into what this show is all about, can you tell us about your biggest customer experience win, success, something you're personally proud of?
Exceptionally proud of rolling out a customer success lifecycle across Sitecore. And that was a 3-month project with 12 different teams. We had 3 workshops a week for something like 2 months. And so many people across the business saw it was very valuable to our customers because there was so much disjointedness across all of the teams, and everyone was running in their swim lane, but everyone was so siloed. And we bought 3 companies, and then there was all these disparate people that were not aligned to our overall customer goals. And what we did was we set out a very clear mandate. We presented that to the ELT. We got a bit of budget. It wasn't a great deal of money to bring in a third-party company, and they were brilliant. We then, they helped us in structuring all of the teams really and the process to go and collect all this information. And what we found was that across our largest and most successful SaaS products that we were going to market with, we had something like 90 gaps in our process. It was crazy. And there were so many things that were falling down at certain points across the life cycle. So you need to think about it. And that's where the inspiration of this for others is something that I would really love to convey more. You have to think as a customer success leader about everything end to end. You have a very privileged position in seeing the whole process because you see it from the customer and you see it from an internal perspective. So working out how you can stitch together all of those teams from the product and the marketing through to how you go to market and the sales team as well, like pre-sales as well, and then the signature of the contract and what happens after that at implementation, and how those teams then all work together to assure that the onboarding is absolutely brilliant and nothing falls down and everyone really understands their expectation. Because there's always we've got this now, we need to implement it, has to be done in the fastest possible way. And there's always corners cut. So outlining what needs to be done at a minimum, but then you need to go back and really ensure that there's optimization all the way through to, the whole process of adoption and retention and renewal. And then you've got the finance and, legal and finance and support and professional services all play within that. So how do you stitch up that whole journey? So I did that at Sitecore with an amazing team internally who had a lot of passion for delivery towards our customers. And we saw huge results in changes year over year for the NPS. And we had great customer feedback during the process because we were then surveying during the process of that life cycle with customers. And so we saw that impact. And it was an amazing project to put in place. And it was also, I think it was the communication of the whole process, which is really important. You can't get on with it in a silo. You have to make sure that you're going, through the layers to ensure everyone knows where you are with that customer lifecycle project. And so everyone across the company is being brought with you. So you're communicating in town halls, you're communicating in newsletters, you're sending updates to all the team that you've got, who are representatives across all of the business units to give them updates. And having a third party help us with that was also really helpful, because you're trying to still run the day to day and you need to get this project off the ground and get the momentum. And we really felt the momentum. It was just brilliant. So everyone knew who I was in the end, because you start in a company as 1,000 people, and by the end of like 7 years, there's 2,000 people. And you lose touch because people come and go all the time. So people knew who I was. So, people that I didn't even know, who had just joined, that met in the kitchen, they were then asked me certain questions on where we were with it. And even customers were just really, really delighted with what we were doing. And the surveys came back and they showed exactly that. So I was really proud of that.
Yeah, that's amazing and very inspiring. Like you mentioned, surveys. Are you allowed to disclose some numbers of improvements from the surveys, or something I can state later?
Yeah, I think we went up. Let me just remember. I think we went up like 10 points in NPS, which was, significant increase.
Yeah,
And we were really, really happy with that, because our customers were telling us that our processes or how we were interacting with them wasn't working. And you have to listen. If you don't listen, you can do an NPS year over year. But if you don't listen and actually do something about it, before you do that next survey, results are going to come back exactly the same, and you still got unhappy customers. And we
yeah,
always had our promoters, the ones that would stand on stage with us and, just loved the product and loved it because they had a really great implementation. They'd chosen their right implementation partner, but others had really, suffered during that process. And so we had a responsibility to outline what best practice looked like. We couldn't just leave it to our partner community to do that. And we worked hand in hand with them. They were actually advising us on lots of areas, but we did it as a collaboration, and then it started to really work for our customer base.
this is amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing.
Yeah.
The next question.
That was a couple of years ago, right? I have not been there for a couple of years, but that's something in my career I'm very proud of.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Um, the next question. I know that working so close to the customers generate a lot of memorable stories. Can you share with me your favorite one?
My favorite one was the most disastrous one. Yeah.
Yeah, please share.
Yeah, my favorite one. So I just joined, and probably 18 months in. No, I was 12 months in to working at that company. And we had, new products that were launching. It was the go-to-market wasn't stitched up the way it should have been. And so we had, incredible salespeople going out and selling and winning deals, but we were just not doing the right thing by stitching it all together and helping that customer and the partner, because we didn't have the partner training stitched up then. And we just weren't as close to some of these partners as we then became after this story, but also others. And the customer success team were wholeheartedly there for that customer the whole way through. So we'd gone in and we'd sold to a customer, and they had gone with a partner and they had implemented, but really they'd chosen a partner that had not implemented it before. And we hadn't done a good job in outlining best practice, and they were struggling. And then they burned all of the customers' budget. And then I had to fly out to Australia and spend 2 weeks there trying to work things through. And although it was pretty traumatic for me because I wasn't allowed to come home until I'd sorted it out. And I remember being on the phone to my boss, and he was like, I said, I want to come home. It was, 10 days in. And he was like, no, you can't come home until it's sorted. And I was just like, it's the summer holidays. I want to come home. And he was like, you really need to do this. I need you out there. And so I worked out with the customer what we were going to do. We really supported them. We put a whole team of people around that customer. We took the responsibility in-house. We helped the partner, and we really gave them we invested a lot of money, But there were faults on our side because we hadn't really outlined all of our best practice and briefed everybody in the right way. So we took the responsibility, we got through it, the customer was happy. They went through many iterations of our product and all was well in the end. And we had a very solid relationship with this customer. But that person's neck was on the line because they had chosen our technology. And I think that's what it comes down to when it's just about people. You're there connecting with other people. It's not because people are shouting down the phone at you because they're annoyed at your technology. You can get over that because there's always bumps in the road with technology. It's the connection that you build and you can have a very strong, deep relationship. And that person didn't get fired. So it was a good thing. And we had a great relationship thereafter.
Yeah, this is awesome. You made it, and it probably made you stronger as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did. Yeah. And they actually were then a reference on stage for us.
really
It's amazing.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. And the last question for the episode would be, what do you think the future of customer experience looks like?
AI is moving very fast, right? But are we moving as fast as AI is one thing which I'd say, no, we're not, because all my friends and colleagues say we're not using it half as much as everyone talks about it. So it's coming. Over the next 5 years, it will be here with us. We will ultimately be using it. I would say that if you're not positioned as a customer success person to be revenue generating, that's where you are going to fall down, because I personally believe that my role maybe won't exist from a customer success perspective. It might be a customer experience, like elevated with the CEO working across the whole end-to-end go-to-market. I'd say my role would change. I would say any customer success person will be more aligned to the revenue side of the business. So the CRO, that's where I see it going.
Mhm.
There still is a huge opportunity for companies to change and look after their whole customer experience, and how they view go-to-market definitely needs to encompass not just the sales team, but the whole end-to-end structure. So I think that's going to change. And I also believe that how we use data in understanding our customers in the customer journey and how you then interact at certain points in that customer journey is going to also become a lot more sophisticated, so that you can see when customers look like other successful customers, and you can then interpret what you do with that customer at any point in time in their cycle. So how that customer is identified, who runs after that opportunity, lead, or red flag. And that's also going to be something I believe will need to come out because of the customer experience, and also the opportunity for us to continue to grow and retain our customers in SaaS.
Yeah, Lara, thank you so much for the episode. It was very insightful and lovely. And thank you all for watching and listening. And I'll see you in the next episode.